working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just step it up, don't be scared. Back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just step it up, don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just step it up, don't be scared. Back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just level up, don't stop. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just level up, don't stop. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just level up, don't stop. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just open up, don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just open up, don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just open up, don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
Series 1, we have 2 semi-finals and the grand final today, so we will be crowning our first champion of the West Europe series. My name is Hayes, and it's going to be Atro joining me here for the first semi-final of the day. Mate, first time we get to cast alongside one another.
Yeah, indeed. So I'm mega excited, Hayes, and well, it might say MNJ there. We have to step in for a little bit of a second here, but it's all good because we're gonna get into that. Oh, amazing! Started already. We're gonna get into this one, and it's gonna be quite the exciting final. I think this is actually my favorite final out of the two because it does involve GAMERLEGION. It does involve one of my fellow Romanian brethren here for EME, and I mean Apeks have been looking good, man. GAMERLEGION have been looking great too. It's gonna be a ton of fun to see actually who gets to go into the grand finals.
Yeah, everything on the line here, right? Obviously, lose and you're actually going to be eliminated. Still will get some points, though, having made it as far as the semi-final.
Oh, yeah.
And you get to actually see the entire path here. I'm a huge fan of the circuits. Atro, you can just come through from the open qualifier. So it's not like even if you've got the brand name or you've got the recognition, do you get a chance to compete in the competition? If you have what it takes, if you're working hard, then you can make it through the open qualifiers, through the play-ins. Obviously, there's 4 groups, 4 teams in each group. 4 teams come through from the plane into the group stage, joined by 12 teams to make up the 16-team Swiss stage. That's what we had before the stage. 8 teams came from that to the playoffs. They were also joined by 8 more invited teams. That formed the 16-team playoff bracket. We're down to just 4 teams now in the semi-final. And then you can see the dates on your screens. Look at that, playoffs 20th to the 23rd of Feb. That's where we are now, Atro. It's the last day.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of the CCT, right? You can come in from the very beginning, from the open wall, and try to make your way through to this one. But speaking of the teams that have made it through so far, let's take a look on over at the rosters. Then let's see who's actually going to be dealing and dishing out the damage today. Because we're starting out with Apeks, baby. And they've got Kixen as their stand-in, which is absolutely insane in my eyes. Because Kixen has a lot to prove here for the former, I guess, a French squad. And now Apeks turned international, of course, with the whole roster that they've got going on. And, well, JL, JKM, Nox, Dicko, legendary names to go on ahead here from 2013 onwards. And I feel like all of these guys are just trying to, you know, break the mold a little bit and show that even with the experience that they've got, they can still, you know, be top fraggers, show us that they can actually, I guess, pop off in for the battlefield that they're trying to choose out here for the CCT. And I just feel like it's going to be a ton of fun watching how Kixen kind of tries to mold into the team and kind of fights alongside Nock and JL. So, yeah, I have high expectations here for Apeks, although they are coming into this one as the underdogs, I would say.
Yeah, they definitely are. They've been in a little bit of a weird form lately, beating strong opposition, but also losing to teams that they should be beating fairly comfortably. So there's a few question marks about them right now. Let's switch across to their opponents here in the matchup. GAMERLEGION, the favorites coming into it. On the flip side, they're in phenomenal form. They're on an 8-match win streak at the moment, beating teams like GODSENT, Falcons, Anonymous, Illuminar, Heat. So they're doing really well. Ema, as you said, your countryman, phenomenal form right now on the rifle. Shui, he's probably the player I'm the biggest fan of in this team just because of his career path that he's taken. Very young player to be taking the reins of the IGL and actually proving to do a fantastic job of it as well. Acor, it's his retribution here, right, in this GAMERLEGION team. And he's been doing super well with the AWP. I'd say Kioz maybe leaving a little bit to be desired at the moment. I think, you know, he could probably still output a bit more than what we've seen out of him in recent times, but the potential's there. And then Isaac to round out the roster, also very reliable. But it's, yeah, this GamerLegion team have just, it seems like they're really clicking at the moment. Ranked 28th on HLTV. There's a lot to get excited about.
And I'll tell you why. It's exactly because Ime has been great on the rifle, but Sui has been an incredible IGL for GamerLegion thus far. And I feel like he's been the guy that's kind of been rounding up the team perfectly so far. He's been having mid-round calls, just absolutely insane. And well, it depends on the map, right? So speaking of maps, let's, I guess, change into the veto and see what we're going to be taking a look at, where the fight is going to be happening. And boy, oh boy, is that a veto, Hayes.
Yeah, that's a veto if I've ever seen one. Vertigo, Overpass, and Ancient, the three maps we're going to have here in the series. So obviously Vertigo picked by GamerLegion, a map that they've kind of just fallen back on. I mean, they've got a pretty decent map pool, do GamerLegion. It's not like they've tried to punish pick, and there isn't really any punish picks against Apeks. They've got a 7-map map pool, so they're just comfortable across the board. Gives them some freedom in the veto as well to ban their opponent's strengths, which is what they've done, right, by taking out Inferno. So yeah, I would, Nuke also banned by Apeks. That's their first ban. Okay, so yeah, what do you think, man? Vertigo, Overpass, and Ancients. Where are you leaning with this one?
I would say Apeks, honestly. I mean, it is okay. So this whole veto is very interesting when it comes down to how you're looking at the maps. Vertigo, you know, you have to be very aggressive on it, especially if this turns into like a B-side simulator, which we see a lot of the times. You know, you have to really use up that utility and focus heavy on how you try to execute a lot of sites, and that's completely opposite to what goes into Overpass, a very long map, a very map that's a very big map that's reliant on over to the op, where again I feel like some of the players that we're going to have to take a look at are going to be forced into a little bit of a dominating position where we're going to be taking a look on over at them. But I guess we'll start out with Vertigo, we'll get into the game, and we'll see how things actually go, because we can't really predict too much. Besides that, Apeks do have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to this whole veto. GamerLegion should be looking to go on the offensive, I think.
Yeah, the thing is that it didn't really matter where GamerLegion went with the veto, and the game's live. So let's get into the first map here between these two teams. Vertigo to kick off the series. I was saying it didn't matter where GamerLegion went with the veto, they would still be picking something that Apeks is comfortable on. Let's see how this first map unfolds. Okay, let's get into the action here, Atro. Apeks on the CT side, GamerLegion on the T side. Pistol round is live.
Remember, everything brought to you guys by Gaming Malta here, just like the pistol round will be. Vertigo, pick by GamerLegion. For everybody that just joined, Apeks versus GamerLegion into the semifinals for West Europe. This is the best of 3 to decide who gets into that grand final. And, well, we're starting off with a pretty slow exec, aren't we, Hayes? I mean, they're taking their sweet time here. GamerLegion not really wanting to push things out of bounds too hard out here from the get-go. Going to be waiting to try to execute on over to the B side. They don't have quite a lot to work with, only a smoke and a flash on A-Core. And look on over at the odds as well, 1.52 for Apeks, so they're the favorites.
I think they're reversed. I think that they just flipped. I know that actually. Yeah, I know GamerLegion are definitely the favorites in this here.
I mean, I would say so the same here, but Sticko's going to try to end them off right here on the exec. He doesn't actually manage to hit anything, but Kixon gets it through the smoke. Isaac is no more. Looking in for the tap. Sticko finds it. Looks on the second. He just rolls on through, but Kixon finds another. Kixon is insane, and the man almost found the quadrant to the round, but A-Core cannot do anything by himself. That is a well-executed round by Apeks there into the pistols.
Yeah, actually just reading the situation very nicely, rotating players across accordingly. They were able to stack up on the bomb site before GamerLegion committed to the execute itself. Clean shots coming through from Kixan. And yeah, GamerLegion really never had much to get excited about in that round. I mean, Emir found the 1 kill and felt like maybe that was going to be creating a bit of space, but he went down immediately afterwards. Apeks on the board first here. GamerLegion going to be forcing back in response here, despite the fact that they didn't get the bomb plants in the pistol round that they lose. So it's going to be upgraded pistols and some light utility, but a good opportunity for Apeks to go clear.
Take a look on over. Knock does want to push in. Kixon is actually going to be trying to save him down here on middle, but there might be a little bit of a bloodbath going on. Tech9s, you know, Deagle onto A-Core, and I think there will be a little bit of a fake there coming out of Ime and Sui. There goes the first one. Kixon was ready. Knock hasn't been spotted just yet, and they're waiting to try to find that kill bonus, and there it is. That's the first and the second. Apeks should be bringing in their second round here on the board. As Ema and Shui have to only just try to find some frags. I mean, there's not really too much to do here. Ooh, but that's a kill coming out of the Tech 9.
Yeah, problem is this was still the full force here from GAMERLEGION. They've only been able to find a single kill so far, and Shui finds himself on the B bomb side right now, but that doesn't really mean all that much when you don't actually have the C4. Jacob in position, spots him out, actually wants to force the fight here. Needs to be careful up close, but yeah, he says, don't worry, Hayes, I've got this under control. Apeks to claim that second round, and they keep 4 players alive in the process. That's massively successful against the Force Spy.
Yeah, indeed it is. Coming into round number 3, though, it is going to be, you know, another case where they force spawn into the second round. They need to get something going on. So they'll buy up some deagles. They'll work out with the pistols. Acor is going to be saving for a not, most likely. And we're going to get to see Apeks actually consolidating their pistol round win, looking in on their third here. And things are going to be really looking good here for the CD side. You know, you always want to start like this. You only want to capitalize on your pistol, nothing going wrong, not too many kills going on over to the enemy side. GAMERLEGION now, they're just waiting for that round to really switch the tides. And I feel like that round is going to be coming into round number 5. So they still got a little bit of leeway to play with here, Apeks.
Yeah, this is just them looking to try and keep players alive. Want to just build up a bit of money here, accrue some cash on the CT side. Keep in mind that this is GAMERLEGION's map pick, and we go to Overpass next, which has actually proven to be a pretty decent stronghold for Apeks in recent times, as we do see Jacob just farming.
I mean, close to the Eco Cobra.
Yeah, exactly. That's I don't give a huge amount of credit to those types of kills, Atro. You know, do it in a gun round, man.
Yeah, man, but they were still clean. That was a single mag taking out 4 people. And you were fighting deagles, not like you were fighting Glocks either way.
That's true. That's true. It does make it slightly more impressive.
Yeah. So overall, nice performance from these guys. I mean, Kixen and JKM are currently on a roll, both of them, right? They're getting those kills rolling. They're getting that streak actually pumping themselves up here is very good starting into round number 4, because you need that momentum to roll you through some kills, to roll you through some openings, because your team needs it. If you don't find anything right now early, then you might be late bloomers into the game, sure, but you need as many rounds as you can pump up. You know, keep up the momentum, keep up whatever Apeks is doing right now. As GAMERLEGION, we might finally get to see an execution with the guns that they've got to try to shut down this bonus buy that Apeks still have. Although, look on over, Kixen is ready for it. The flash goes in aggressively, and it will stun 4 of them. Kixen down towards middle, and it is going to be Sticko trying to anchor in towards B. There goes the smoke. There goes the mollies. Full exec has been cold. Smoke is going to be cold in as well. Sticko now forced back in towards servers. Tries to peek on out. Sees the player into white box, but only Isaac falls to 30. Okay, so there's still something to work with here. GAMERLEGION trying to edge their way into the side. Sticko working things out. Emet takes down Knock. They'll make it just a 4v5, but look at the HP haze on over. Isaac, Acor, Emet, they're all low HP. Isaac finds another, but the kills just roll on through. JL left in a 1v3 and gets spotted out from behind. Look at the position from Emet to win the round for GAMERLEGION.
That was messy. GAMERLEGION had to grind their way through that round. There was nothing easy about that at all. Very little space to work with. Their utility usage was actually really good to close the gap and get into the B bomb site in the first place. As you say, they took a lot of damage in the process, but they were able to win out the vital gunfights. And good presence of mind there from Ime as well, all the way back towards T-spawn. They will be catching the player on the flank, so despite the fact that he has a low amount of health, still able to get the kill to finish off the round for his team. GAMERLEGION, they find themselves a round on the board. Very aggressive here in the follow-up immediately afterwards. Isaac goes 1-for-1. Looks like Shui wants to force the issue here and be the difference maker, but it's going to be a bit of a stalemate between him and Stiko.
I mean, Sui is still pushing up aggressively. Trying to take up that space is exactly the right call to make in this scenario. As your teammates are making noise in towards ramp, that bomb is off that rotation, and you do see Kios trying to back him up as well. There goes the flash over the wall, and we are going to get to see a double push in towards middle. So Stiko now trying to check inside the side again. Stiko manages to find one and gets traded out by Kios. So I would say that's actually a fair trade coming in for GAMERLEGION right now. They've got the bomb onto the side. They're going to try to get it planted anytime soon, and that's exactly what's going to go down. But JKM spots it out, so now a full rotate should be coming out through Apeks. Will be, you know, asked for time here. They will be put to the test to see if they can retake fast enough with knock on the op there in JL. That's a beautiful start to the retake. It is going to be a kill on the Kions now. Ime and Acor, last 2 men standing, trying to take them down here. Precor is there, but Acor doesn't shut him down. Ime from middle tries to find them all. And there goes the defuse, there goes the kill. Round in favor for Apeks, but Ime gets the actual Kobe in from death. Okay, there was a defuse kit onto JL, saves the op, and the round 4-1 in favor of the CD side right now.
Good effort there from Ime. I mean, rough position for him to try and salvage the situation from, but he still does a decent job of it. JL also the hero there for Apeks. He's I think JL is probably, man, I know this is a bit of a stretch, but might be the most mechanically talented player on the server. And I think he's in some phenomenal form right now. Really love watching this guy. So impactful, not afraid to get into the front lines, not afraid to get his hands dirty. Love taking head-to-head gunfights, so certainly going to be keeping an eye on him. Kicksan and Jacob, the majority of the heavy lifting so far. Apeks, they lost that 4th round, but they get straight back to winning ways here, Atro. Sure, there's enough cash in the bank for GAMERLEGION to reinvest, but yeah, they'll kind of feel like they should have won that round, right? You think about Shui's deep position that he got on the bomb side. Actually read that situation to perfection. Jacob doesn't realize that he's left himself exposed above the smoke, and with that blink, and you would have missed it. It's a 5v3.
Yeah, that could have been such a blunder though, Hayes. I mean, you saw how the first shot whiffed away. The op does manage to connect on the second one. Don't know why JKM still wanted to push that position, but he went in, then JL got turned down in from Variant there from short. He met nice little headshot through the smoke, finds ourselves in a 5v3. GL are actually going to be heading in towards the safe side. They've gotten a lot of kills, and that is the right play. You know, we are going to be taking a look at the closest player being Kickson on over to middle, right on the rotation.
They've actually flipped the script, Atro. They're going to head towards the B sites, and Apeks, they've decided to just go for the gamble. They've just stacked up 3 players towards B, and they said, okay, if you don't come B, then we'll just save. Nork with the AWP, going to be the first point of contention. All 3 is head on the opposite side. Nork not able to connect. Looks like that's going to be enough to send GAMERLEGION back from where they came. In the meantime, Ima's been claiming a lot of ground over towards A. Okay, so disaster reverted. They are going to be able to comfortably convert the round here.
Yeah, so it is a good play. It's smart as well. Again, coming out of Sui, the mid-round calls are what's making GAMERLEGION such a dominant team right now into the season. And we can see Ime being such a individually skilled player. He's allowed to go on these long lurks while his whole team is fighting on to B. They've gotten enough info. They've cleared it out, and now GL get the round, right?
Back and forth affair. I think that's what we're going to have throughout this whole series. 2 evenly contested teams, 2 teams in... you can kind of expect, I think, a sort of similar ceiling out of, to be fair. It just feels like GAMERLEGION are in slightly better form right now than Apeks, but not like Apeks are in bad form at all. I mean, they qualified, both teams actually qualified for the RMR, so very successful in that regard.
And not only that, but, you know, Apeks having such a good start here on the enemy's map pick, I would say is going to count up to a little bit, right? Having that 2-round advantage now. Sure, economically they're not the greatest looking at it right now, but they might start to work their way up in the further rounds.
They are going to go for an investment here. Famas has been dropped. Steeko going to have to settle for the MP9. This is a great opportunity here for GAMERLEGION to close the gap, win this 4-3 anti-eco in the next, level up the scoreline at that point.
Well, either way, there will be another, you know, utility-focused round here out of Apeks in towards Ram. They're sending in 4 people to try to get rid of this A opposition while Ime is on the boost looking in for the kill onto Kickson. He doesn't spot him actually, and there should be a kill coming in. MP9 distracts them all. Kickson has taken up so much space, but he hasn't gotten any kills. Acor shuts him down, and that's already a 5v3 Haze. We're going to be taking a look at GAMERLEGION being very happy about the outcome of this one. Although Ime and Acor together barely make 50 HP, we are going to be taking a look at more aggression coming out of JL, at more, you know, attempts being made by Apeks to try to close in the gaps, and they just don't seem to be able to do so.
Acor's a very happy AWPer right now, just sitting back, posting up on the angle, having people walk into his scope. You love that life. That's the life of a CT AWPer. He's getting that luxury here on the T side right now. Yeah, I guess for Apeks, they just decided to go all in with the aggression.
Yeah, and
3 waves of it.
Maybe that's a premonition, you know, maybe the CD side coming out of GL is just going to be great. Not finding that